Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So this morning, of course, I want to talk about Bitcoin, give you guys an update on what is happening with Bitcoin this morning, and not just Bitcoin, but of course the entire cryptocurrency market. So we are in fact seeing a slight movement up to the upside for Bitcoin. Okay, it's still holding up at $30,000, which is pretty good. Okay, Bitcoin is still holding very strong at this level of $30,000. Now, a fair few altcoins right in the market today for the past 24 hours are not really moving, but some of them are in fact moving. Okay, it's having a slight pump. You guys see XRP pumping over 2%. You guys see Litecoin pumping 7%. Solana, Solana has in fact been pumping for the past few days, okay, which is absolutely amazing to see for Solana. And today it's up over 5%. Polkadot 3%, Polygon 1%, Bitcoin Cash still pumping, which is great, 3% today. Avalanche 1%. So you guys get the gesture, right? Fair few altcoins are in fact pumping, but some of them are not really moving. You guys can clearly see that, right? But some of them are in fact moving, okay, this morning. So that's absolutely amazing to see. And you guys can clearly see the global crypto market cap is still above 1.2 trillion, just like yesterday. And overall, the market's up 0.47%. So not much movement still. Bitcoin is still holding up very well at $30,000. It's been like this for quite some time. And we actually haven't seen Bitcoin break above $31,000 and reaching back up to $32,000 for quite some time. It seems like every single time, and I've been mentioning this many times, it seems like every single time, we do in fact see Bitcoin break above $31,000. Okay, once it touches $31,000, it breaks back down to 30K, right? It's been like that for the past few days. So that's why I've always been saying once we actually see Bitcoin, touch at least $32,000 and actually breaks above 32K, I think that's when the next leg up, the next rally will continue on, right, for Bitcoin. So in this video, of course, I want to show you guys a fair few charts. Bitcoin right now is in fact forming a bull flag, and we know exactly what happens with a bull flag, right? It will most likely break the resistance line, okay? So we could potentially see that for Bitcoin, right? Now, yes, if Bitcoin were to have a correction back down to the downside, it's not going to be a massive correction, okay? We could actually see it go back down to at least only $29,000, and then it'll just bounce back up, right? So it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still holding up very, very well. Okay, yeah, you guys understand days like this where Bitcoin is in fact consolidating and it's not really moving, right? You better take this as an opportunity to buy, because out of nowhere, majority of the time, right, Bitcoin does in fact move up to its upside. It really depends, right? But majority of the time, it really does in fact move up to its upside, out of nowhere, right? Or it could has it happened in the past before. We know that, where Bitcoin just massively crashes back down. That's only if something bad happens for the crypto space. Okay, it could be FUD, more FUD, negative news, right, with Bitcoin or crypto, which will cause Bitcoin to drop massively. You know what I mean? But sometimes, guys, we do in fact see a massive pump. And like I told you guys many times, you should never really time the market, right? You should really take advantage now and buy Bitcoin at $30,000. Not financial advice, but that's just my personal opinion. So always do your own research, guys. But that's that. Bitcoin is in fact forming this bull flag. So if we do in fact see a correction back down to the downside, it's not going to be a massive crash. Maybe 29K, then we'll just bounce back up like crazy. Now the next target, okay, and I've mentioned this many times for the past few weeks and for the past few months, that a lot of people are in fact predicting, Bitcoin's next price target, right, to hit soon is around $35,000 or $38,000. I've been mentioning that many times. So yes, that's very, very possible. And we know it's July, so it's a new month. And I told you guys many times that July, Bitcoin actually does perform pretty well, right? This month in July, Bitcoin should perform really, really, really well. So it's the 3rd of July right now. We're still early into this month, and Bitcoin is still holding up very well, strongly at 30K. And I really do believe towards the end of this month, we will in fact see a 35K Bitcoin or even a $38,000 Bitcoin. This rally that we have in fact been seeing all of 2023, right? These slow recovery pumps up to the upside for Bitcoin will continue on to the upside, right? It will continue on. So yes, the next target could potentially be $35,000 or $38,000, right? And here's another chart. and I love this chart, but it shows you guys two targets for Bitcoin to hit in the next next upcoming few months. $36,000, yes, very, very possible. I told you guys 35K, 38K, even $40,000 is very possible. And the second target you guys can see is $45,000. Now, that is very possible as well in the next upcoming few months. Okay, and I told you guys, right, I personally think this year alone in 2023, we will in fact see a 50K Bitcoin towards the end of this year in 2023, right? So, yes, that's my personal price prediction for Bitcoin to hit this year alone, okay, is at least 50K, or it could potentially go higher than that, right? Maybe even 54, 55, maybe even 60K, right? That is very, very possible. And you guys have to understand these are in fact some realistic price targets for Bitcoin to hit for this year in 2023, right? In the next upcoming few months to hit very, very soon. So be prepared for that for all my Bitcoin holders out there. But yeah, these are in fact the next, Bitcoin price targets for Bitcoin to hit very, very soon. Okay, they're gonna hit it soon, and it's gonna be very bullish, right? We already know, the Fin Greed Index right now is currently in greed, so that means everyone's sort of, feeling a bit greedy right now for Bitcoin and crypto. So everyone's gonna FOMO, right? Once we actually see Bitcoin reach the, $36,000, $45,000, $50,000, it's just gonna continue on to the upside, right? They're gonna FOMO in. Okay, for us early investors that got in early, especially when Bitcoin was below 20K, we're laughing right now. You know what I mean? We're chilling, right? So that's that. Now, this I have never heard of, but apparently it's a thing. Okay, this is actually my first time ever hearing about this. It's called the LMACD crossing bullish on the monthly time frame. And this happened back in 2015, 2019, and 2020 so far. And it seems like one is in fact forming right now. So it seems like every single time we have this bullish crossing, right? Back in 2015, you guys can see once we had that crossing, it pumped, right? And then it dropped. And then in 2019 and 2020, we had another one. We had the COVID crash as well, but then we had another one right here, and Bitcoin pumped, right? We know what happened in early of 2021. Bitcoin was absolutely pumping all of 2021, right? And then 2022 it dropped, and now we're in fact having that bullish crossing again, the LMACD. I've never heard of that, but apparently it's a thing, and it seems like Bitcoin will in fact have another rally up to the upside, which it will, right? And that's why I was told you guys that it's impossible for Bitcoin to drop back down below to like $20,000 or below $20,000 ever again. I don't think in Bitcoin history we will ever see Bitcoin at 20K ever again. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me on that one. But it's looking pretty good, right? It's looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still in the right path right now, okay, to move up. So it's upside. It really is. So time will tell, we will see. But there's another fair few charts I want to show you guys in today's video. This is another one, right? So what happened in Bitcoin? What happened for Bitcoin back in 2016 will potentially happen for 2024. You guys know I'm a believer of, history sort of repeating itself like rhyming. It's like clockwork, right? So what happened in 2016 will potentially happen in 2024 and, this year in 2023, the pre-halving, right? So the pre-halving, we will in fact have a breakout, in my opinion, okay, just like what we did in 2016, right? And then it's going to absolutely pump up to the upside once the halving actually happens. And we know the halving is going to happen around April or May, who knows when, most likely in April, right? And once that actually happens, we know, right? Every single time, guys, we have the halving, that's where we tend to see Bitcoin pump the most, and of course reaches a new all-time high. So it seems like that's going to happen very soon. We know the halving is going to happen literally less than 1 year from now. So I don't know why people are bearish right now with Bitcoin. We should be very, very, very bullish. We should be taking action now on buying because we are still in the buy zone. Right? I told you guys many times, we're still in a bear market. I wouldn't say we are in fact 100% in a bull market just yet. Okay, so still, right, we are still in the buy zone. So we all should be accumulating as much as we possibly can. Bitcoin is nowhere near its previous all-time highs. So we should be buying right now. And this is another one from Stock Money Lizards. Similar to this chart that I just showed you guys, but this chart is a bit more in depth, I guess. You guys see back in 2016 again to where we are now. Bitcoin does in fact have these resistance lines, obviously, okay, and it keeps retesting it, right? But eventually, it will in fact break above this resistance line, and it will go to $32,000, 33, 34, 35, $38,000. Like I mentioned, those are in fact the next price targets for Bitcoin to hit very, very soon, and it's going to happen right once we actually break this resistance line of $31,000. Okay, because I don't want to see Bitcoin at 30K. I don't want to see Bitcoin at $31,000 no more. I want to see at 32, 33, 34, 35, 38. And that's going to happen soon, right? It's going to happen soon. We're just going to be very patient. So that's that for Bitcoin. This is not the Bitcoin chart, but this is the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT collection. Okay, and you guys can clearly see this is the chart for it, right? And it's down 90% from its 600K high. So we remember, right? We remember in 2021 and early of 2022, NFTs were popping, right? Everyone was just talking about NFTs, especially in 2021, right? Everyone was just talking about NFTs, buying into NFTs. If you guys are wondering, did I buy into NFTs? I did, right? I bought one NFT using Ethereum, and I realized the gas fees were just too high, so I stopped buying NFTs with Ethereum, right? Because the gas fees was absolutely ridiculous. So then I came across Solana NFTs, right? And I forgot what website I was buying my NFTs on. Okay, I actually forgot. Oh, Magic Eden, I think it was called. Okay, if I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the website's called Magic Eden. And on that website, they were in fact selling, NFTs, right? Using Solana, and obviously we know Solana gas fees is like literally nothing. So I just started to buy a whole bunch of NFTs using Solana. Do I still hold them today? I do, but they have dropped massively. We know the NFT market has dropped a lot, and this is just one of them, the most popular in my opinion, right? This is obviously the most popular NFT out there, the most popular NFT collection, Bored Ape Yacht Club, and it's dropped 90% from its highs, you know what I mean, to where it is now. So they have dropped a lot, and this is it right here. If you guys don't know, this NFT, like, you're literally living under a rock. Every celebrity, influencer out there on social media has bought at least this NFT. You know what I mean? You guys have seen it in like maybe their profile picture and whatnot, right? But it has dropped a lot ever since 2021 and 2022 when it was at its all-time highs. It has dropped 90%. So just think about that. And I've heard a lot of people are in fact selling off the NFTs. You know what I mean? Because it's just how human brains operate, right? If we see a project or asset, dropping massively, we don't want to hold it anymore. You know what I mean? We pretty much just want to sell it. In my opinion, I would have just held it, because I think the NFT space, okay, the NFT market will eventually, bounce back up. But that's just my personal opinion. Okay, so that's that, guys. It's pretty crazy, right? The NFT market is in fact dropping a fair bit, especially Pacific NFT collections. Not all NFTs are in fact dropping like crazy, but Bored Ape Yacht Club has dropped a lot. But anyways, guys, that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up, subscribe. More videos will of course be coming your way, so stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.